Now in Good Morning Northwest, the Spokane Valley shooting. One person is in custody and the man who was shot is not cooperating with investigators.
All right, Spokane had a record amount of rain yesterday. We're going to have showers with another system moving in, and the timing of that and your New Year's weekend forecast all coming your way.
And the flight nightmare continues around the country, especially for those with tickets on Southwest Airlines. How Southwest is trying to get back on track and what the Biden administration is doing about it. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Glad you're with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Derek Dice. It is Wednesday, December the 28th. Mark Peterson here with a look at that first alert forecast. After all that rain yesterday, we've got wind today.
Got the wind, and we have showers on the move. So Coeur d'Alene right now reporting a dry sky and 35 degrees. We have light snow and light rain showers into downtown, and we're sitting at 35 degrees with winds in excess of 20 miles an hour. Here are the 4 things you need to know. The gusty morning winds, yeah, they're here. They're going to be around. It'll get better this afternoon. Light snow possible. We're seeing that. Thursday to Friday showers, and then we're going to have a dry, cool new year. For the winter weather advisory, that's going to continue today from Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint to Kellogg all the way across into Missoula. If you're traveling, Lookout Pass, yeah, you're going to see snow in the higher elevations. 4th of July Pass, really, as well. Winds to 19. We're not gusting right now, but Pullman now gusting to 30 miles an hour. So it's on the move into the Spokane Valley. You've got winds to 17 miles an hour gusting. We're going to see the morning winds and then mid-30s by 11, 3 o'clock. Our high today 37 with potentially partly cloudy conditions.
All right, some breaking news out of Adams County this morning. We're learning new details of a shooting in Othello, where Adams County deputies say a 20-year-old man was shot inside a home. 3 of the 4 suspects in this shooting, which includes 2 juveniles, are now in custody and could face first-degree attempted murder charges. At last check, the victim was stable and was taken to a hospital. The investigation into the shooting is ongoing. We will continue to update you as more details become available. In another shooting, a man is in police custody accused of shooting another man at a Spokane Valley apartment complex.
Police say an argument escalated at Mirabeau at Parkside Apartments on Cherry Street near Pines Road. One man was shot in his upper leg. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says they received a call around 4:30 in the afternoon and that a man shot another man inside a car at the apartment complex. They say that man, the victim, drove off, but the gunman stayed at the scene where police detained him. Deputies caught up with the victim in the parking lot of Plants Ferry Park. He had been shot in the leg, but was uncooperative. He was taken to the hospital. Investigators plan to request a search warrant for an apartment to look for evidence. While that one person is in custody, he is not charged at this time. When we get more information, we'll post updates on KXLY.com and send push alerts on the 4 News Now app. And if you have any information that could help police in this case, call Crime Check. That number right there, 509-456-2233.
And from the Breaking Now desk, this morning, the head of Southwest Airlines is now apologizing and pledging to make things right for customers left stranded across the country. What started as weather-related cancellations quickly snowballed into a system-wide meltdown. And Southwest CEO Bob Jordan says the airline's point-to-point operating system, which relies on a network of direct flights, is especially vulnerable to challenges like severe weather, making for a slower rebound than its competitors. And Southwest Airlines Pilots Union says the carrier's outdated IT system is what's leaving stranded customers on hold for hours.
We're doing everything we can to return to a normal operation. And please also hear that I'm truly sorry.
They're using processes and IT from the 1990s when we were an airline less than a quarter of the size.
Southwest CEO says the airline will significantly reduce flights over the coming days in hopes of being back on track before next week. And the airline has a travel disruption section on their website for people to try and rebook their flights or request refunds. They also say they will help reimburse people for meals, hotels, and car rentals. But all the fallout is now prompting a U.S. Department of Transportation investigation.
What we're seeing is something that is beyond what can be attributed to the weather. The bottom line is this is just not an acceptable level of service.
Coming up in 30 minutes, a closer look at how public leaders are planning to support flyers during the Southwest travel fiasco. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Another problem with a wave of flight cancellations, public health experts fear there could be a surge in respiratory viruses. Large amounts of people stuck in crowded airports is a recipe for viral spread. Cases already surged after Thanksgiving. The CDC says seasonal flu activity remains high in the U.S., but continues to decline in most parts of the country, while COVID-19 increases appear to be relatively mild. It's been 6 weeks since the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students, and just days away from the new year, answers remain limited.
Police are releasing just slivers of new information, still on the hunt for the killer. The highest priority at this point, they say, remains tracking down that white Hyundai Elantra that was seen near the crime scene. But with the thousands of tips law enforcement have received, it's been like finding a needle in a nationwide haystack. Police have identified 22,000 vehicles in their search for that car and are sifting through more than 17,000 tips and leads. They say, though, they are making some progress.
It's hard for the people in the public to understand the inner workings and the things that are going on behind the scenes in an investigation like this. Like I said before, 17,000 tips and leads is a massive amount of information to analyze, review, and then get out to the investigators to work on.
Investigators insist that this case will not go cold and tell 4 News Now that they continue working 24 hours a day as we head into the new year. You can read a timeline of the investigation in Moscow and all of our coverage on KXLY.com. It's now 6 minutes after 6 o'clock.
All right, we're going to send things back over to Mark Peterson. And Mark, we're talking about a lot of wind today.
Yeah, we've got the wind. This system is exiting. This low is getting out of here, but it still has that wind associated with it. That's going to die down. Yesterday, we had some sun, we had some snow, but boy, did we have a lot of rain. What remains are still some icy surfaces. We're going to talk more about your forecast coming up.
And we're live at 509X Lab this morning talking about an avalanche awareness class happening tonight. Learn to spot the dangers before you go play in the mountains this winter.
And in Western Washington, they're dealing with the winds and water. So much water. The flooding just ahead.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
That's the day Jim saved my life. When I stopped showing up, Jim showed up at my door. He took me to the hospital in town to get me help.
Everyone has a role in preventing suicide. Know the warning signs and rock your role. If someone you know is in crisis or emotional distress, call the Idaho Suicide Prevention Hotline at 208-398-HELP.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Imagine if information came with a nutrition label. Then you'd know if what you're consuming has the right mix of facts, sources, and context. But it's on us to make healthier choices about what to consume, share, and act on. Get Newslit Fit at newsliteracyweek.org.
Attention mothers, did you take Tylenol or other acetaminophen pain-relieving products while pregnant? Recent evidence suggests children whose mothers took Tylenol while pregnant may be more likely to develop autism. Other acetaminophen products at risk include Excedrin, NyQuil, Dayquil, and other store-brand pain relievers. Researchers did a meta-analysis of 7 studies involving 132,738 pairs of mothers and children. The analysis revealed those exposed to acetaminophen had a 20% higher risk of developing autism. Children with autism have a hard time interacting with others. Those on the spectrum usually begin exhibiting social symptoms by the time they're 8 to 10 months old. Other symptoms might include only playing alone, no interest in socializing, no interest in sharing or taking turns with toys. Do not respond to their name. If your son or daughter has autism and you're worried that acetaminophen is to blame, call now for a free confidential consultation.
Please call 800-392-9483.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Welcome back. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. More bombshell testimony coming out of the January 6th committee.
Members released a new batch of transcripts yesterday, including 2 more of its interviews with former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson. The new transcripts show Hutchinson and her Trump-funded lawyer, Stefan Passantino, appeared to argue several times when she testified before the committee last May. Hutchinson eventually switched lawyers. She also revealed to the committee she witnessed former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows burn documents in his office fireplace about a dozen times between December 2020 and January of last year.
The Pope Emeritus, Pope Benedict XVI, is very sick, according to his successor, Pope Francis. Francis asked a general audience at the Vatican for a special prayer for the 95-year-old former pontiff who stepped down from the position in 2013. Benedict was the first pope to step down in nearly 600 years.
In Seattle, people are dealing with severe flooding. It only took a matter of minutes for feet of water to flood Daniel Gammett's South Seattle basement, the king tides spilling into his neighborhood. It happened when the Duwamish River rose to a point above the storm drains that feed it, sending water flowing into streets, homes, cars, and businesses.
All right, good morning, everyone. Our 10-second takeaway today, breezy and cool, no doubt about that. You're going to need some winter gear because of those winds and the icy surfaces. Walk gently. Be careful. 37 our high today.
All right, some breaking news out of Adams County. The Department of Transportation is warning drivers of a sinkhole on State Route 261 south of Washtenaw. Traffic is reduced to a single lane and flaggers have been in place all night to direct traffic through that area. The DOT plans to send crews there to assess at first light to assess the damage. Yeah, it can't be good, though, with a sinkhole in a highway. Good Morning Northwest time is just about 6:12 now.
The Supreme Court is weighing in on the Trump-era policy, making it harder for migrants to seek asylum in the U.S. Right after the break, the blow dealt already to the Biden administration.
And the thaw is on, and with it, increased avalanche danger coming up. Destiny Richards is live with some life-saving information.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you ready to fight to be fearless? Are you made for greatness? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
If your vehicle's manufacturer warranty is expired or is about to run out, you'll be on the hook for unexpected repairs. Breakdowns used to mean paying thousands out of pocket. Until now. Introducing Endurance Advantage, a vehicle protection plan with extensive breakdown coverage plus routine maintenance.
As a mechanic, I see it all the time. A customer doesn't keep up with their regular maintenance and it leads to a breakdown or worse, disqualifies their warranty.
No matter how many miles your car has, if it's under 20 years old, Endurance has you covered. That means insurance plus Endurance equals total protection. From oil and filter changes to brake pad and wiper blade replacements, Advantage provides maintenance coverage up to $3,500 per year.
With Endurance Advantage, you'll never worry about paying for covered auto repairs or regular maintenance again.
Call 800-226-3219 for a free quote. That's 800-226-3219.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. After decades of waiting, new legislation has just been passed that finally offers justice to the countless Marines and their family members who experienced devastating health effects after being exposed to toxic water at Camp Lejeune. So if you or a loved one were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, toxic water may be to blame. Call right now to find out if you qualify. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-435-6817. 1-800-435-6817.
What did you draw?
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
Looking for a great idea for the holidays? Elkins Resort, Idaho's premier vacation destination, has great getaway specials for some wonderful wintertime fun. So make your reservations today before the season is over. Call Elkins Resort or check out our website at elkinsresort.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Wedding Expo, coming January 7th.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's now 6:15. An important part of the battle over migrants at the southern border is headed to the Supreme Court. Title 42 is the Trump-era policy that's cleared the way for expelling at least 2.5 million asylum seekers from the U.S. The court says it should remain law for now. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
This morning, President Biden's first reaction to the Supreme Court decision that keeps Title 42 in place until the court reconvenes next year to decide the policy's long-term future.
In the meantime, we have to enforce it, but I think it's overdue.
The pandemic-era policy allows border officials to expel asylum seekers on public health grounds. The policy was set to expire last week, but Republican-led states appealed to uphold it, worried that without Title 42, a flood of migrants will overwhelm the border. Homeland Security warning that 18,000 migrants could cross the border every day. In El Paso, migrants are sleeping on the streets, and during the cold, some sleeping under wet blankets.
If they continue to get in without being undetected, we're going to continue to have this population grow within our community. And so that is concerning.
The city recently declared an emergency. Large tents are now being built to handle the influx. These satellite images taken just 5 days apart last week show the rapid construction of one housing facility designed to hold 1,000 migrants. The Biden administration saying it's also added thousands of personnel at the border. But critics on both sides of the political aisle acknowledge whatever eventually happens to Title 42 next year, the problem on the border won't be solved until Congress takes action to reform the immigration system.
Back in El Paso, many migrants are ineligible for city shelters, and others have said no to any help, fearing it could lead to deportation. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Well, this is not a pretty sight, especially if you're trying to use the sidewalk. That's under I-90 near Monroe in downtown Spokane. The DOT says this is a busted seal on a bridge joint, and their crews won't be able to make repairs until the snow berms above it melt.
Kind of hard to see what's happening there, but if you look really closely,
right at that light,
lots and lots of water spilling down right there.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, okay, more water falling soon?
Yeah, we're going to see a mixed precipitation, rain or snow. And in fact, we have a perfect example right now. We've had some light rain over into Coeur d'Alene, and now they're getting a little rain snow mixed. But into Sandpoint, you're getting snow this morning, sort of that heavy, wet snow. Our forecast, temperatures in the upper 30s today, 37 degrees. Again, clouds, breezy winds gusting to 25. That'll be this morning, calming this afternoon, and then 5 to 15 overnight, 28 for the overnight low, so it's going to get cold. We're going to see another round of forecast snow. That's going to come in tomorrow night, and we'll show you that in a minute. We're going to see these winds just continue to diminish throughout the day, so there's not going to be any surprises there. It's 35 right now, but the winds to 19 miles an hour. If you work outside or you got to wait for a bus, yeah, wear your layers. 35 into Coeur d'Alene, again, with winds to about 11 or 12 miles an hour. Doppler radar, we look at what we currently have, and you can see sort of that snow, rain, snow mix coming up. Newport's getting light snow. Deer Park had some, and they're going to get some light flurries, but we continue to see it to the west. It's going to move across, so we have that ability to pick up more. I'm going to show you what's going to happen over the next 4 days right now. As we look, you can see Idaho really getting that moisture today, hanging out in the higher elevations. We get into Thursday, that's the next round, about 6 o'clock. We're going to see that next system come through. We're going to have the light snow taking us into Friday. So by Friday night, Saturday morning, this system moves out. Now the weekend looking pretty dry as we enter into 2023. We're going to see highs today that are going to be in the low 40s downtown, all over the place, but officially about 37 degrees. Downtown maybe 39, 40 into Coeur d'Alene. And we'll see a cool down tomorrow at 35. Again, that afternoon, evening snow taking us into Friday. Could see some rain in lower elevations. Saturday and Sunday, the new year, looks to be dry.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Well, good morning, Northwest time is just about 6:20 now. A first in NBA history, the incredible stat line put up by Dallas Mavericks star Luka Doncic.
And the Zags are just hours away from a game, but will all their players be back to face Eastern Oregon? How travel delays could affect the roster. Coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
All right, here we go. Listen very carefully.
That's a sharpening of a knife. Yes!
This is the first one Kelly's gotten correct this millennium.
Next, Kelly.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com, denominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
The big New Year's Eve party is at Chewelah Casino with 3 sets of cash drawings. You could play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries for your chance to win your share of over $15,000 in cash prizes. Party, play, and win at Chewelah Casino this Saturday, December 31st during our 3 sets of drawings. Dance in the new year with cash prizes at Chewelah Casino. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
Sub-zero temperatures are expected now through the upcoming holiday season, and we want to help you be prepared. Keep your thermostat set at 70 degrees. Let faucets in your home drip. Cover hose bibs. Keep garage doors closed. Have space heaters on hand. And remember, Bill's Heating and Air will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, should you have issues at all. Happy holidays from your Bill's Heating and Air family.
In a boat. The boats are back. It's a live in-person show. 4 big days, Thursday through Sunday, January 26th to 29th at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Summer fun on the water is just around the corner, so take the whole family. That's right, it's back, live and in person. From big to small, you'll see it all. At the 2023 Spokane Boat Show, the boats are back. You can learn more at SpokaneBoatShow.com.
Chances when you push and break your limits. Are you ready to be a legend? This is your moment. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Welcome back. Enjoying the outdoors during winter, unfortunately, comes with some risks.
Avalanche danger can be deadly, especially if you go backcountry skiing or take a snowmobile out into the mountains, even snowshoeing. Destiny Richards is live with details on an avalanche awareness course that you can take tonight.
That's right. It's at 509 X Lab in Spokane Valley. That's where we are this morning, learning about avalanche danger and how you can learn about it too in this course with the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center. And we are here with the board president, Gabe White. Tell us a little bit about, for those just joining us, what you guys do and what you're hoping people take away from your course.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Destiny. So I work with the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center. It's a great organization. It's a national network of avalanche centers, and we're structured like most people, where we have a Forest Service side and a nonprofit side. The Forest Service does forecasting, so we have people that go out in the field, they test stability, look at the weather, and then tell people if they should or shouldn't be playing in steep terrain. And then the nonprofit side does primarily education, like tonight, and we just want to scratch the surface with a short 1 hour, get in front of people, talk to them about where things happen, and a little bit more in depth about why.
Yeah, so people can get some info, some education today, and then also have a little social maybe with some other people who are winter sports enthusiasts. And tell us about just why it's important to be educated on avalanche danger, especially this time of year.
Sure. Unfortunately, I've met some people that don't think avalanches happen around here, but they do. We do have avalanche terrain. So that's our #1 priority, is to just help people be able to identify it. And if you want to avoid it, that's a great way to stay safe. Right. But if you want to challenge yourself and maybe play in or near some of that terrain, we take it a step further and talk about the stability. Maybe there's good days to be playing there, and unfortunately there's bad days, and just knowing those bad days and those warning signs and staying out of that area.
Absolutely. And coming up later, we'll talk a little bit about how to spot those red flags that indicate avalanche terrain, and also what to do if you are unfortunately caught in that as well. Reporting live at 509 X Lab, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
An incredible individual performance by Luka Doncic in last night's Knicks-Mavericks game in Dallas. It looks like time is running out for the Mavs with down 6 under 20 seconds to play. Doncic gets the rebound, the putback, plus the foul, giving him 50 points after the first free throw. Then with 4 seconds left, the Mavs down 2. Doncic makes the first, misses the second on purpose. As you see it again, it gets tipped around, and guess who? Doncic scores again to send the game into overtime. Dallas pulls away in OT as he finishes with 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists in the first 60-20-10 game in NBA history.
Unreal. What a beast.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, the Gonzaga men have a game this afternoon, but because of travel delays around the nation, we are really not sure if the Zags will have their complete roster.
It's wild, isn't it? Well, we checked with Gonzaga and have not heard back, so it could be a game time before we know who's available. The Bulldogs are currently the 10th ranked team in the country and close out the non-league schedule against the NAIA Eastern Oregon Mountaineers from LeGrand. We know several of the players at Gonzaga returned home for Christmas to places like Texas, Florida, Nebraska, and Las Vegas. If they have not made it back, today's lineup could look different. It's the final tune-up for the Zags before they start conference play Saturday against Pepperdine in the Kennel. Ooh, that makes it exciting.
Even if they do have a few players missing, I don't think their home court winning streak is going to be in danger against Eastern Oregon.
Good morning, Northwest time is 6:26.
All right, here's a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, how those holiday decorations could put your home at risk. This fire breaking out early Christmas morning. Sacramento fire rescue teams battling intense flames that ripped through the home, which they say started from an artificial Christmas tree with an electrical malfunction.
10 seconds that they were overcome by smoke and fire. One of the most common things I hear from homeowners when I arrive on a fire is they didn't think it would happen to them. And it does happen. And it can happen in your home, too.
Between 2016 and 2019, the National Fire Protection Association says U.S. fire departments responded to an estimated average of 790 home structure fires per year that began with decorations. And coming up at 7 a.m., what you need to know to keep you and your family safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Matt Gutman, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve occasional nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Try Nervive Nerve Relief.
Had enough? No, arthritis. Here, Aspirin Arthritis. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods. Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspirin.
Second date. Wish me luck, buddy.
Mouth to Mission Control. We have a denture problem. Over.
Roger that.
With Polydent Cleanser and Polygrip Adhesive, we're fresh and secure for any close encounter.
If your mouth could talk, it would ask for
Polydent and Polygrip.
Ma.
For fast sore throat relief, try Vicks VapoCool Drops with 2 times more menthol per drop and the powerful rush of Vicks Vapors for fast-acting relief you can feel. Vicks VapoCool Drops. Fast relief you can feel.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Save your greed!
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Spokane Valley Partners works to end hunger and poverty in our community and provide a safety net to those in need.
Help us restore hope and put the holidays back on the table for struggling families. Visit SpokaneValleyPartners.org to give or get help today.
New America Credit Union is honored to build communities with organizations like Spokane Valley Partners as they feed thousands of families and children.
Check out more organizations that make our communities stronger at numericacu.com.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Get in on the $100,000 giveaway and your chance at the $50,000 grand prize in honor of 5 great years of Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
The 4 News Now story tracker starts with a breaking story out of Adams County.
Deputies found a 20-year-old man shot inside an Othello home. 3 of the 4 suspects in this shooting, which includes 2 juveniles, are now in custody and could face attempted murder charges. At last check, the victim was stable and was taken to a hospital. We'll continue to update you as more details on the shooting become available.
And don't get too used to cheaper gas. According to Gas Buddy, the national average could climb back above the $4 a gallon threshold by May. The good news is the price tracking website doesn't expect a repeat of this year's wild price swings, and gas is expected to average around $3.50 for the year. Right now, prices in Spokane County are averaging $3.56 a gallon, while across the Idaho border, just $3.01.
Nobody wants to see $4 again, though.
No.
Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Wednesday, December 28th. Let's check in with Mark in that first alert forecast. It's been wet.
It's been wet, and it's different forms, either snow or rain this morning, and they've been light showers for the most part. 35 into Coeur d'Alene again. They've seen a little bit of light snow and some light rain as well. And in Spokane, we're now not seeing the showers out at Geiger, but we do have, again, cloudy conditions and just a few light shower activity. Now, we've got mid-30s down here. Yesterday, we talked about Mount Spokane and the need for Gore-Tex with the rain into the higher elevations. Well, that rain turned to snow. Here is a live look at the snow stake this morning. 8 inches of fresh. So from Gore-Tex to powder today, it'd be a great day to catch that first chair. Now, we look at what we can expect on the 4 things that you need to know. It's going to be gusty morning winds. We've got that light snow possible, and we see it continuing. Thursday to Friday, we're going to see more showers, but that's going to happen Thursday late. And then it's going to be, again, a dry, cool new year that we ring in. So we look at the Doppler radar, and yeah, there is light snow, rain snow mix, depending on where you are. And we're going to see these light showers continue throughout the morning hours, moving out of our area, but hanging out in North Idaho throughout much of the day. 13-mile-an-hour winds in Moses Lake, gusts to 17 into the valley, and we have gusts to near 30 miles an hour in Spokane. So the West Plains certainly very breezy today. So we've got the winds. We're going to see temperatures into the mid-30s throughout much of the day. Our high, 2, 3 o'clock, expecting about 37 degrees officially.
We have new information on the woman accused of shooting and killing a man in Medical Lake.
24-year-old Cynthia Metzger claims Colin Basto was attacking her at the time of the incident. According to court documents, Metzger told deputies he was trying to rape her when she shot him. Metzger has been charged with second-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. She's being held on a $1.5 million bond.
And developing from the Breaking Now desk, the bottom line for stranded Southwest travelers is that it could take a week or longer for the flight schedule to return back to normal. Now, the Biden administration, Department of Transportation, and the Senate Commerce Committee are all calling for accountability from Southwest. A live look at FlightAware this morning shows that still 62% of Southwest flights are canceled. That's over 2,500 flights. At Spokane International, 20 Southwest flights have been canceled for today. The Senate committee is pressing the airline to provide significant compensation for passengers to not only cover tickets, but also hotels, meals, and transportation. Washington Senator Maria Cantwell, who is chair of the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, released a statement about the mass cancellation, saying, in part, the committee will be looking into the causes of these disruptions and its impact to consumers. Many airlines fail to adequately communicate with consumers during flight cancellations. Consumers deserve strong protections, including an updated consumer refund rule. The Biden administration also saying they're planning on investigating the cancellations. The president tweeted yesterday that the administration is working to ensure airlines are held accountable. He also encouraged customers to visit this page, the official airline customer service dashboard for flyers. This page, created by the U.S. Department of Transportation, breaks down by airline what you are entitled to if your flight gets canceled or delayed. Here in Spokane, flyers continue to deal with travel nightmares. Some people flying Southwest out of Spokane say they have been trying to leave since last week. Last night, a huge line wrapped around the Southwest counter with people wanting answers after their flights were canceled. Now, many people who booked with that airline are figuring out the next steps. According to the head of Southwest, the next step involves planning. CEO Bob Jordan says that he and the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, will continue to have discussions through the holiday, sharing all things to do to make things right for customers. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
President Biden announced an all-time record enrollment for healthcare.gov. He said nearly 11.5 million Americans signed up for insurance through the site from November 1st to December 15th. That's an 18% increase from the same time last year. Biden said the numbers do not include people who signed up for coverage through their state marketplaces. The president also said the uninsured rate hit 8% earlier this year, which is the lowest level in history.
The long-awaited release of former President Donald Trump's tax returns is scheduled for Friday morning. They'll be placed into the congressional record at around 9 o'clock. That's when they become public. The House Ways and Means Committee has had the records for some time, but it was not clear whether they would be released to the public. Many Republicans argued they should remain private. Trump was the only president since Gerald Ford not to voluntarily release his tax returns, despite multiple promises to do so. All right, good morning, Northwest time, now 6:36.
Mark is standing by talking about, of course, the wet weather, but also those winds.
So into Pullman, gusts to 38 miles an hour. Into Spokane, gusts to 29 miles an hour. Oh, it's blustery out there. The wind's going to calm down this afternoon, but as it calms down, another system comes in. That's for tomorrow. We're going to have a check of your forecast coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Danzas de Vida, Dancing with Life, Mexican Mask Exhibition at the MAC. See a selection of over 50 traditional and contemporary dance masks with dance regalia and videos of the artists, dancers, and performances going on now.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita.
Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Is it time to update your kitchen? Fred's is here to help.
Fred's Appliance has a great value on KitchenAid kitchen packages.
Save up to $1,500 in rebates on select KitchenAid appliances.
Stunning cooktops, spacious ovens, and a new line of dishwashers that can handle the toughest loads make KitchenAid appliances a great choice. And get up to $1,500 in rebates.
Fred's has the biggest selection of kitchen packages anywhere. Come in and see us today.
Spokane Valley Partners works to end hunger and poverty in our community and provide a safety net to those in need.
Help us restore hope and put the holidays back on the table for struggling families. Visit SpokaneValleyPartners.org to give or get help today.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to build communities with organizations like Spokane Valley Partners as they feed thousands of families and children.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
It's time to start the new year off right in a new Toyota from Findlay Downtown Toyota. The new 2023 models are available, which means you can now order your style, pick your color, and build your Toyota just the way you want it. I'm thinking red. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got over 3 blocks full of great choices to make your 2023 the best year yet with a new vehicle from Findlay.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
This week on Svengoolie.
I haven't seen a spider yet, and I don't think we will.
Oh, you will. It's hairy-legged havoc in Earth versus the Spider on the next Svengoolie.
Saturday night at 8 on MeTV 4.2.
American Impressionism, Treasures from the Daywood Collection, a very American take on French Impressionism by some of our country's most celebrated artists of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Now at the MAC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The Supreme Court has ruled it's keeping pandemic-era limits on people seeking asylum in the U.S. in place indefinitely.
It's dashing hopes of immigration advocates who had been anticipating its end this week. The Title 42 restrictions were put in place under former President Donald Trump at the beginning of the pandemic to curb the spread of COVID-19. Conservative-leaning states argued that lifting the restrictions would lead to a massive increase in migrants and pushed the court to intervene. Immigration advocates say the U.S. has moral and international obligations to offer asylum to people fleeing persecution.
All right, good Wednesday morning. Taking a look at our 10-second takeaway. It's all about the breezy and cool conditions today. We're going to be into the mid-30s. 37 will be our high today. But you'll still need the winter gear because of the winds and the icy surfaces you'll be walking on.
Well, new studies suggest adding climate impact information to menus may encourage people to eat more climate-friendly foods. More than 5,000 adults participated in randomized clinical trials where researchers found people were more likely to opt for a more sustainable meal.
While many things have become more expensive this year, nothing comes close to the rise in egg prices. Nearly 50% jump in 2022, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. One reason is a deadly avian flu reduced poultry flocks, including egg-laying hens. Add to that rising feed and energy costs, as well as high demand. Experts think the peak has passed, but until these conditions improve, expect to pay more for eggs.
All right, this is Smithsonian Magazine reports, a prop used in The Wizard of Oz recently sold for $495,000 at auction. It was the ornate hourglass in the scene where the Wicked Witch of the West tells Dorothy she only has a short time to live. The auction house that oversaw the sale called it the most recognizable signature prop from the film. That's debatable, probably. It is 20 inches tall and almost a foot wide and has a Gothic frame with gargoyles perched on 3 columns. There's no word on who bought it, but paid almost $500,000 for it.
Crazy. It's really cool. But I would say, earlier I said it was the ruby slippers, but
yeah.
I guess those would be a costume instead of a prop. But the witch's broom would be way more recognizable than that really cool hourglass. It's now 6:41.
All right, Destiny Richards live with an avalanche awareness class you can take tonight.
Yes, it is happening tonight here at 509 X Lab. That's where we've been at all morning, talking to the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center. We'll talk about where there's avalanche danger right now in the Idaho Panhandle and what to do to recognize the signs.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
We rocks in the treetop all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing this song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin going tweet, 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 rockin' robin.
A white Christmas, a white knuckle drive. We've already seen pileups on mountain passes. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect on air, online, and on the app with 4 News Now.
The big New Year's Eve party is at Chewelah Casino with 3 sets of cash drawings. You could play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries for your chance to win your share of over $15,000 in cash prizes. Party, play, and win at Chewelah Casino this Saturday, December 31st during our 3 sets of drawings. Dance in the new year with cash prizes at Chewelah Casino. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
The after Christmas savings are on now for Walker's Furniture's biggest year-end store-wide clearance event, where you can get some of the largest savings of the year, including extra discounts on all in-stock and overstocked items to make this new year the best ever.
Plus, you can take advantage of no minimum purchase, no money down, and no interest financing for up to 5 years.
So you can get that new furniture you've always wanted and pay for it later.
During the year-end clearance sale at Walker's.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you ready to fight to be fearless? Are you made for greatness? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
Upgrade your new year with a powerful rig from Northwest Motorsport. Don't end 2022 with your old ride. Take control with a tough lifted truck, diesel truck, or 4-wheel drive SUV. You're sure to find the perfect upgrade at nwmsrocks.com/New Year. Don't start 2023 with the dud. Check out the biggest and best lifted trucks in the Northwest at your local Northwest Motorsport. And make 2023 the year of trucks, and more trucks. And tell them Bone sent ya.
Morning. Who said that? Whoa, where did that come from? Floating money.
Funny.
Good luck out there.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pure Filtration Products.
It's now 6:44. If you plan on going into the mountains this winter to ski, snowshoe, or maybe snowmobile, it's important to be aware of avalanche danger.
Now, tonight you can take a free 1-hour class to recognize the signs of an avalanche and potentially save your life if you get caught in one. Destiny Richards is live with the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center, who have had some great tips for us this morning.
That's right. If you're going to be recreating out there, especially backcountry during the winter season, then you need to know how to recognize those signs of avalanche danger. And we are here with Gabe White again. Tell us about just those red flags. I know some of them are, the cracking of the unstable snow, the sounds that they can make, but we've been seeing all of this rainfall and all this new snow kind of back and forth. How does that really affect avalanches happening?
Yeah, especially with rain, sometimes it can just permeate some of the layers and trigger what we call a wet slab avalanche. It literally just lubricates a weak layer, and then a layer of that snow can slide. But even in a more simple sense, that water weighs a lot, and snowpack doesn't like added weight quickly. So just the stress of the extra weight can be enough to kind of cross that tipping point and see snow slide.
Yeah, and then whenever someone gets caught in an avalanche, you want to make sure that you have some supplies with you so someone can come help you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The standard rescue gear is avalanche transceiver or beacon, shovel and probe. A lot of people are wearing air packs now. And but that's, kind of after an avalanche happens. If you're in the middle of one, hopefully you're still fighting, whether it's swimming or trying to get out of it to the side. And then if you can feel yourself come to a stop, try to create a little air pocket for yourself and maybe shove a fist up. We find a lot of people through clues.
All right, nice. Thank you for all this important information that's going to help people even ahead of the class happening tonight. Again, at 509X Lab, there's some information for about an hour and then a social so you can get to know other people who also enjoy backcountry winter sports. But you can go to our website, KXLY.com, for all of that information. Live at 509X Lab, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
All right, Destiny, thank you so much. Speaking of avalanches and what's being dubbed the Christmas miracle, 10 skiers all found alive after a massive avalanche enveloped them on a snowy mountain in Austria on Christmas Day. Video was captured by skiers from a vantage point above the incident, which swallowed up those skiers. Rescuers initially feared the people were missing, but then later reported all 10 of them were found alive. Amazing. Wow. 4 skiers were injured and were taken to local medical facilities.
Wow, so lucky.
No doubt.
Goodness. All right, Mark is here, and we are talking about some travel this morning.
Yeah, we have changing conditions, especially this time of year, especially this morning. So we showed you these an hour ago, and those roads were looking pretty good. Now that rain that was falling is now changing to snow. So you see snow covers at US 95 in Hanley, and in Sandpoint, you've got snow that continues to fall this morning, adding to those. So again, those roads are going to be snow covered and potentially icy. We want you to take it easy. Now, we've got really good roads in Spokane. Side roads still have a bunch of ice. 37 degrees our high today. Tonight, temperatures down 28. Less wind, therefore we can get some patchy fog. Those winds are going to continue to decrease as we get on in the day, and that system continues to move out of the region. That's going to be the good news. Currently, we're sitting at 35 degrees, winds to 19 miles an hour, gusts to 29 that we talked about 15 minutes ago. 35 into Coeur d'Alene, winds south to 5 miles an hour. We look at the Doppler radar, and it is busy. In as much as we have these light showers that continue to move, temperature was changing this morning, so we did pick up rain-snow mix. Now snow that continues to push through, and we're going to see that in Newport and wrapping around in North Idaho with a winter weather advisory that's going to continue. The forecast today, tomorrow, we're going to see a bit of a break. And then tomorrow evening, we're going to have another system come in. That's going to be through Friday. After Friday, we start drying out for the weekend, and things look really good for New Year's Eve day and New Year's Day. Temperatures today, we're going to be in the low 40s in downtown Spokane. We're going to have variable clouds, maybe partly cloudy this afternoon. Fairchild 39, officially 37 degrees expected. Deer Park 40 degrees today. And then we'll have a cooler day tomorrow, 35. Friday, we have that mix coming in with 38 degrees expected. Dry weekend, Monday and Tuesday as we begin the first full week of 2023. Normal temperatures. We're going in quietly.
Wow,
we don't want 2023 to know we're there, and we're just going to slide in gently.
Okay, I like that a lot.
Stealth mode. See what we can do.
Been really wild. It's now 6:49. Your morning sprint is coming up next.
All right, thanks so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Wednesday morning. We'll be right back with that sprint next.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Convention and Visitors Bureau.
A white Christmas, a white knuckle drive. We've already seen pileups on mountain passes. Before you head out, trust the First Alert Weather Team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect on air, online, and on the app with 4 News Now.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word. I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Yum. Come kick it with Kate Hudson.
I'm just gonna do dark chocolate because it tastes better.
Plus, an easy restaurant classic, Next Rachel.
Watch Rachel today at 3 and 4 News Now at 5.
Attention mothers, did you take Tylenol or other acetaminophen pain-relieving products while pregnant? Recent evidence suggests children whose mothers took Tylenol while pregnant may be more likely to develop autism. Other acetaminophen products at risk include Excedrin, NyQuil, Dayquil, and other store-brand pain relievers. Researchers did a meta-analysis of 7 studies involving 132,738 pairs of mothers and children. The analysis revealed those exposed to acetaminophen had a 20% higher risk of developing autism. Children with autism have a hard time interacting with others. Those on the spectrum usually begin exhibiting social symptoms by the time they're 8 to 10 months old. Other symptoms might include only playing alone, no interest in socializing, no interest in sharing or taking turns with toys. Do not respond to their name. If your son or daughter has autism and you're worried that acetaminophen is to blame, call now for a free confidential consultation.
Please call 800-392-9483.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday midweek here with the Morning Sprint.
Yes, Sydney Charles with the latest details on the Southwest Airlines travel fiasco.
Destiny Richards is live with details on avalanche awareness course you could take.
And Mark Peterson is telling us about a new system heading our way.
But let's get straight to breaking news out of Adams County this morning. We are learning new details of a shooting in Othello where Adams County deputies say a 20-year-old man was shot inside a home. 3 of the 4 suspects in the shooting, which includes 2 juveniles, are now in custody and could face first-degree attempted murder charges. At last check, the victim is stable, was taken to the hospital. The investigation into the shooting is ongoing.
In another shooting, a man is in police custody accused of shooting another man at a Spokane Valley apartment complex. Police say an argument escalated at Mirabeau at Parkside Apartments on Cherry Street near Pines Road. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says they got the call around 4:30 in the afternoon and that a man shot another man inside a car at the apartment complex. They say the victim drove off, but the gunman stayed at the scene where police detained him. Deputies caught up with the victim in the parking lot of Plants Ferry Park. He had been shot in the leg. While the gunman is in custody, he is not being charged at this time. When we get more information, we will update you, of course, on KXLY.com.
This morning, we've been dealing in our first alert weather with, again, some light snow, some light rain, and the winds that continue to hit. 19-mile-an-hour winds into the valley. We've got gusts to 17 miles an hour, gusts to 32 down into Pullman. Doppler radar's been busy as well. You take a look at your screen, and we've had rain, snow, and now it's mainly snow that's coming through. And in Coeur d'Alene and in Sandpoint, it's starting to add up. There's an inch or two that has fallen. Over the next 12 hours, some morning showers, but our high today under partly cloudy sky of 37.
The head of Southwest Airlines is now apologizing and pledging to make things right for customers left stranded across the country. What started as weather-related cancellations quickly snowballed into a system-wide meltdown. Southwest CEO Bob Jordan says the airline's point-to-point operating system, which relies on a network of direct flights, is especially vulnerable to challenges like severe weather. Southwest Airlines Pilots Union says the carrier's outdated IT system is also contributing to the chaos. The fallout is now prompting a government investigation, and Secretary Pete Buttigieg will be live with the latest on the travel crisis coming up on Good Morning America.
It's been 6 weeks since the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Police are releasing slivers of new information, still on the hunt for a killer. The highest priority, they tell us, at this point remains tracking down that white Hyundai Elantra that was seen near the crime scene. But with the thousands of tips law enforcement have received, it's been like finding a needle in a nationwide haystack. Police have identified 22,000 vehicles in their search for that car and are sifting through more than 17,000 tips and leads. They do say they are making progress. You can read a timeline of the investigation and all of our stories on KXLY.com.
With some breaking news out of Adams County, the Department of Transportation warning drivers of a sinkhole on State Route 261 south of Washtenaw. Traffic is reduced to a single lane, and flaggers have been in place all night to direct traffic through that area. The DOT plans to send crews there at first light, so they may be on scene now to assess that damage.
And this is not a great sight, especially if you are trying to use a sidewalk. This is under I-90 near Monroe and downtown Spokane. The DOT says this is a busted seal on a bridge joint, and their crews won't be able to make repairs until the snow berms above it all melt.
This morning, we've been live at 509 X Lab talking all about an avalanche awareness course happening tonight, hosted by the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center. They'll be telling you about how to recognize the red flags of avalanche danger, as well as how to help yourself and others who may get caught in one. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for more information about the course happening 6 to 7 p.m. tonight, as well as what the Avalanche Center does in forecasting and education in the Inland Northwest.
We have new information on the woman accused of shooting and killing a man in Medical Lake. 24-year-old Cynthia Metzger claims Colin Bastow was attacking her at the time of the incident. According to court documents, Metzger told deputies he was trying to rape her when she shot him. Metzger has been charged with second-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm.
President Biden announced an all-time record enrollment for healthcare.gov. He said nearly 11.5 million Americans signed up for insurance through the site from November 1st to December 15th, an 18% increase from last year.
The release of former President Donald Trump's tax returns is scheduled for Friday morning. They'll be placed into the congressional record at around 9 o'clock. That's when they become public. We'll get a final check of the weather with Mark right after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We were scrambling to figure out what are we going to do. Got phone call from Numerica. We've got funding that we're sending your way.
Thank you so much for all your support. It actually means something greatly to us.
You're not going to get it all right.
Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's #1 source for quality hot tubs and swim spas, has truckloads arriving from the top American-made spa manufacturers just in time for spring. Now is the time to reserve your new hot tub or swim spa. Get to Country Homes Power today.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Good morning, everybody. Taking a live look out in our sky. We just had a little bit of rain. We've seen a little bit of snow. Right now, nothing falling out of the sky, but we did have record rain yesterday. Today, morning showers, 37 for the high. Could be partly cloudy this afternoon. You might need your sunglasses as well. Now, things changed a little bit. For tomorrow, afternoon, evening, we're going to see more light snow coming in, 1 to 3 inches potentially. 35 on Thursday, Friday, 38. We dry out for the weekend. Temperatures the mid-30s Saturday, Sunday 32 for the beginning of 2023.
What accent was that?
We're all dumbstruck by it. All right, that's going to do it for us for now. Back with updates throughout Good Morning America, which starts